these are ramps. You can tell. Now while there's different types that don't have the red on the bottom, this is the classic ramp right here. Likes really wet, high nutrient, organic matter soil. Okay, so first week of April, and we have ramps. I like them young like this. I'm not harvesting, these are from my yard. There's weeds too. Notice the red base. Not all of them have that. Here's beautiful hepatica. And see the little fuzz on the stems? That keeps it warm. Early bloomer. Hepatica's blooming already. Okay. That's the next stage. Ramps and hepatica. We're still waiting on morels. Good morning, everybody. I am in a secret location. I'm wandering around looking for sheds. This is a deer spot. Nothing. But the birds are singing. And I'm happy. So mossy habitats will hold moisture. And a lot of times early in the season, you'll find morels popping out of that mossy stuff. Especially if other areas are more dry. Well, you can't walk through that. But you know what? A lot of times they're in there. Okay. So here's, I'm noticing what's on the ground. A big fat elm leaf. So we're in good tree habitat. And it's nice and moist. Let's keep walking. This is a real good mix of trees. I mean, you've got some elm right here, right? Dead ash trees mixed in, more elm, black cherry. Yeah, this is the kind of not too open, not too thick forest where you are going to find morels popping. Nice leaf cover, little slope for the water to run. Find yourself a nice forest like this. So we got a nice river bottom down here. Natural river bottom. A couple of super old oak and other kind of maple trees. Real nice. Some scrub. Yeah, the river bottom is usually lined with a lot of elm, so I'm heading down that way. Yeah, so I'm down here by the Babbling Brook, which is really nice and a real pretty little spot. And I'm going to talk to you about the morel progression. So we're seeing lots and lots of picking in Georgia and the southern states surrounding it. And some are, you know, big mature sized ones, so that's super cool. As you get more towards the central Midwest, picking mostly blacks, and it gets more and more sporadic as you go north. And even up into Pennsylvania they're hitting. Even the lower third of Illinois they're hitting with blacks sporadically. And as a cool thing, I made a map of last year at this time, first week of April, and this year, to show you the difference in the amount of fruiting in Illinois. And you will see dramatically that this is a slow season. Things are off to a slower start than last year. Like I said in my earlier video, 5 days to a week late. And I am just seeing in my yard certain signs and like ramps and stuff, and hepatica blooming. We've had a ton of rain in Wisconsin, Illinois border, and surrounding states. Like a dump, like an inch, inch and a half. This is all great. We need to keep that up. We need to keep that slow, steady spring, those cool, cool days and nights for a few more weeks before we gradually bring it up to 40s at night and 60s during the day. So I think the Midwest at least is in for an epic season. I know y'all in the South want more rain, and I hope you get it, because those morels sure are tasty. I mean, there's nothing going on right here except moss right now. And I am itching to pick, itching to find anything, even scarlet cups or gyromitra or pheasant backs, velvet feet. Nothing's popping up here. So here we are. I did find some old polypores, Ganoderma applanatum. It's the artist conch. Some are huge. People pick these and then they scratch the underside where the pores are and make art. I don't need to do that. But there's a big oak down this way with huge ones that are years and years old. And what I can do is scratch my initials in it, and then the next year that's covered with new pores like nothing happened. So I'm gonna probably head down to the tree and check out some artist conchs in a minute, and I'll show them to you. Look at this beautiful bunch of artist conchs. Oh yeah. I mean, the size is huge. Look at my hand underneath. Woo! There's a bunch of them here. A bunch where you can scratch if you wanted to. Look at them all. That thing's, woo-hoo-hoo. There you go. I always thought this forest was a neat little place to find sheds, but as you know, I've never found one yet, ever. Not in Wisconsin, at least. A couple in Montana years ago. That stuff is easy to find. There's no brush, it's just buttes and open sky. But I'm just walking around in here, see what I can see today. Came upon some Latitude polypores from last season. I don't know if you can see the violet coloration. It's pretty faded. Just a pretty little thing. Just a pretty mushroom. I can follow this root. I can follow this root right here. Look how far it comes out. Look at the base with the spread finger roots. Guess what tree this is? A living American elm with its flower buds going. Yep. And it's really close to the river. And look at all this greenery starting. Yeah, the river's right there. And here's an ash tree with artist conchs. Look, somebody came down to the river here and left some kind of artwork. I mean, I could take it, but I'm going to leave it for others to enjoy. It sort of mixes in with all what's going on here. Gotta get over this log here. Oh. Thank you for making that. Hidden talent in the woods. Used to be a friend of mine who would paint rocks with different wildlife and hide them around. Became a thing to look for them in the different parks. Ooh, look at all the fallen trees. Wowza. Wowza. Okay, thighs and calves. Stepping over, getting a workout. Lots of logs on the trail. Probably no park workers left to clean it up. We'll see. See if that gets cleaned up later in the year. Which might take longer. Okay. Gotta practice with my eyes walking all this stuff. I won't be falling down over the mushrooms when they finally get here. This is how the polypore Pteropore squamosus, the dreadsod, looks after a whole year of rotting away. Look here. You can see it's got pores, not gills. Even though it looks kind of furry, these are the pores sticking out. It looks nasty. Somebody would actually take a picture of this and ask me if they can eat it, you know. The inexperienced hunters don't know. Don't eat that. So yeah, I found myself back to the big trail. I was on all this deer trail. Of course, no sheds. Wah wah. Now remember, you know, you can plot where some fruitings are of morels on your Google Maps and then plot to your house. See how many miles that is. 200, 800, right? That's the number of weeks. If it's 200, it's 2 weeks from your house. If it's 800 miles distance between your house and the morel, the closest fruiting, you know, 8 weeks. So it's general ballpark. You know there's going to be microclimates. You know some people get a bunch of morels off of one tree, but nothing else is fruiting, or this or that habitat. But it gives you an idea. And you combine that with watching the spring signs and watching the temperatures and precipitation. And that's how I make my judgments about when to go out and how to look and stuff. I'm waiting for the bloodroot to bloom here in Wisconsin. About 10 days later, morels start up. You know, I mean, that doesn't mean there can't be an early one somewhere. People complain to me, well, I found this, I found that. Okay. It's called a microclimate for a reason. There are some spots that warm up fast. There might be rocks on the ground that hold the heat, things like that. So, I hope everybody finds the mother lode this year. It's going to be an exciting year. You know, like I said, a little slow start. I think we'll be picking into the 3rd week of May up in Wisconsin, and further up north, even up into June. Well, early June. And then, you know, way up in Michigan. You gotta wait and see though. If we get a warm up fast, that can change in a snap of a finger how quickly those morels want to pop up, because that ground temperature, 53 degrees, you know, you get about 4 inches down, they start going. They start having a party. That mycelium's waking up, it's coming up. It's forming the fruiting bodies. So, buckle up, buttercups. It's almost morel time. Woo! Some little flowery things. Seed pods. I crossed a little creek river today. Looked at various trees. I'm about to plop down on a bench. Rest my bones. So, you have a good weekend, everybody. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking my gas. Now we're resting. Peace out.